Welcome to Tales of Resilience, the podcast that shares the real stories of the people behind animal rescue, the heartbreaks, the triumphs, and the moments that keep us going. I'm your host, Jolene, a mental health therapist and lifelong animal lover. This podcast is brought to you by ZodiPaws, a heart-led company celebrating the bond between people and their pets, and Animal Rescue Hub, our free nonprofit directory supporting rescue groups across the country. Hi everyone, welcome to the very first in-person episode of Tales of Resilience, the podcast that goes behind the scenes of the animal rescue world, the heartbreaks, the healing, and the hope. I'm your host, Jolene, a mental health therapist and lifelong dog and animal lover, and I'm so glad you're here. This show was born out of something deeply personal. I've spent years working in the mental health field, helping people navigate trauma, loss, and burnout. But what many people don't realize is that the animal rescue world carries its own emotional toll. It's full of quiet heartbreak, daily decisions with no perfect answer, and people who keep showing up despite the weight that they carry. Their kind of resilience deserves a spotlight. Each week, I'll be talking to people on the front lines of animal care. This includes rescuers, fosters, transporters, shelter staff, wildlife rehabilitators, and beyond. And we'll talk about the tough moments, unexpected laughter, the burnout, the breakthroughs, and everything in between. So a bit about me. I am a licensed mental health therapist. I have been licensed since 2013. And I have been in a variety of types of positions, working in drug and alcohol rehabs, clinics focusing on domestic violence, just general mental health. I've run groups. I currently run a women's group right now, which is great. And primarily I work with adults and see a lot of factors around burnout. Additionally, I founded a company called ZodiPaws that creates personalized astrology books for dogs because, why should humans have all the fun? And that kind of birthed the concept of the Animal Rescue Hub, which is a directory to connect rescuers, volunteers, and supporters in meaningful ways, just creating another avenue for additional visibility. But at the core of it, I like to share people's stories, and I believe that the stories behind these animal welfare workers are very important. So whether you're in the trenches yourself of rescue work, maybe you support from the sidelines, or you're just here because you love animals and want to understand the people behind the scenes, I hope this podcast gives you something to hold on to. So in the future, what you'll see is me sitting down with some of these people in these industries and having meaningful discussions about the work that they do, how they stay resilient, and the challenges even that come up that challenge that resilience and how they end up coming out on top, or at least continue to keep moving forward day by day. So for now, thank you for being here. If you're in this field, or even if you're just struggling with burnout, know that you're not alone, and hopefully you can feel seen and feel heard in this process, and just know that we're kind of in this together. And don't forget to subscribe if this podcast is meaningful to you. Share with someone who may need it as well. And you can follow what we're doing on Instagram at animal.rescuehub or at zodi.paws. And I look forward to having you along on this journey and participating in this project. Thanks. Thanks for joining us on Tales of Resilience. If today's story moved you, reminded you of your own path, or gave you something to think about, please consider sharing this episode with someone else who cares. You can follow us on Instagram at zodi.paws and animal.rescuehub to stay connected, or visit zodipaws.com or animalrescuehub.org to learn more about both of these organizations. And you can also email us directly at info@animalrescuehub.org. And if you or someone you know has a story worth sharing, we'd love to hear from you. Until next time, be kind to yourself and never underestimate the power of a tale.
and a little resilience.